Alright, gather around my financially curious legends, because today we're going to absolutely break your brain in quite literally the best possible way. Because there's this huge annoying myth that's becoming a millionaire is pretty much impossible. Like, you need a 6-figure tech job, own 6 rental properties, invest in crypto at the perfect time, or win the genetic lottery by being born into a trust fund. But here's the truth, it's actually way easier than you think. So in this video, we're going to break it all down, from how the average person can realistically hit 7 figures, and why it has way less to do with income than what you've been told, the exact steps that everyday millionaires use, and how you can start doing the same, like today, without needing to be a financial genius. Let's get into it. Let's get started by calling out the biggest scam in personal finance, the belief that becoming a millionaire is some ultra-rare, untouchable goal reserved for tech bros and trust fund babies, because the truth is, it's not. Right now, in the US alone, there are over 20 million people with a net worth of at least 1 million. And guess what? Most of them are not rappers, hedge fund managers, or crypto bros with laser eyes on their profile pic. They're teachers, engineers, small business owners, nurses, accountants, regular people who simply figured out that becoming a millionaire isn't about luck, it's about behavior. But why does it always feel so impossible? Because everything around you is designed to make you feel behind. Social media is basically a full-time highlight reel of fake wealth. You scroll past rented Lambos, luxury vacations, $3,000 watches, and people hustling with their iced coffees and MacBooks. And it tricks you into thinking that if you're not living like that right now, you're failing. Here's the truth. Most of those people flexing aren't rich. They're broke, but with nice stuff, funded by credit cards, loans, and terrible financial decisions. Meanwhile, real millionaires, you'd never know. They're driving a used car, they still pack a lunch at work, they're not trying to impress anybody because their bank account does the talking. Because a millionaire is not about earning $1 million every year. It's about accumulating $1 million over time. That's a game that almost anyone can play and win with enough time and consistency. If there's one cheat code to becoming a millionaire that doesn't get nearly enough respect, it's compound interest. Albert Einstein supposedly called it the 8th wonder of the world. Whether he actually said that or not, he wasn't wrong. Compound interest is literally the closest thing to free money the universe offers. Here's how it works. When you invest money, it earns money. Then, that money also starts earning money, over and over, like a snowball rolling downhill, getting bigger and faster the longer it rolls. And here's the part that shocks most people. It doesn't take huge amounts of money to start. Let's do the math. If you invest just $500 a month into a basic index fund averaging at 7% return, which is what the stock market has historically done, after 40 years, you'll have over 1.2 million. Yes, you read that right. $500 a month equals millionaire status. If you start earlier, even better. A 22-year-old investing $200 a month could hit millionaire territory by retirement. That's less than most people spend on delivery and random Amazon junk every month. The secret is time. Compound interest rewards the consistent, not the flashy. The hardest part is starting. Most people don't invest because they think it won't be enough or they want to wait until they have more money. Huge mistake. Waiting even 5 years can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars in the long term. Most people overcomplicate this. They think you need a stock-picking superpower, a perfect career, or some magic business idea. You don't. Becoming a millionaire comes down to just 3 things. The first one is income. You do need to make money to invest. Shocking, I know. But here's the part most people miss. You don't need a doctor's salary. Most millionaires didn't earn massive incomes. They just consistently lived on less than they made. If you can cover your expenses, avoid lifestyle creep, and create a gap between what you earn and what you spend, you're in the game. The second piece of the puzzle is discipline. Now, this is a big one, because while anyone can start investing, few people actually keep going. The world will throw every distraction at you. New cars, designer clothes, a dozen streaming services. The people who become millionaires are the ones who say, nah, I'm good, and stick to their boring automatic investment strategy month after month, year after year. And the last thing you actually need is time. We already talked about this, but it's worth repeating. The earlier you start, the less you have to invest. The later you start, the more you have to hustle. Time is the ultimate multiplier. A 25-year-old investing $200 a month will likely retire with more than a 35-year-old investing $400 a month. Why? Time. The crazy part is, that's it. You don't have to invent an app. You don't need to flip houses. You just need those three things working together. You see, income creates your gap. Discipline keeps you investing with it, and time turns your tiny snowball into an avalanche. The lifestyle trap is what happens when your income goes up and your spending goes up even faster. You get a raise and suddenly the apartment gets bigger, the car gets newer, the vacations get fancier, and the clothes get designer. The gap between what you earn and what you save is gone, wiped out, poof. That's why some people making $200K a year feel just as broke as when they were making $40K. They leveled up their spending to match every dollar of extra income. They're earning more, but they're not building wealth. They're just playing the financial treadmill. But here's the mindset shift that separates future millionaires from everyone else. When your income increases, your expenses don't have to. You can get a raise and keep driving your old car. You can earn a bonus and stick with your current rent. You can make more and not upgrade your life just to flex. This doesn't mean you can't enjoy your money. You should. Treat yourself sometimes. Just don't confuse lifestyle inflation with success, because real success is when your income rises and your savings rate rises with it. The wealth gap is built in the space between what you earn and what you spend. Protect that gap like it's sacred. That's the money you invest. That's the money that turns into freedom. So the next time you get a raise or bonus, pause, smile, invest it, and watch how fast your millionaire snowball starts to roll. Let's clear up one of the most toxic money myths out there, that if you didn't start investing in your 20s, you're doomed. This is false, absolutely false. Is starting early better? Of course. Time is your best friend when it comes to building wealth, but starting late doesn't mean game over. It just means game different. Here's the mindset shift. It's not about when you start, it's about that you start. There are people who build millionaire portfolios starting in their 30s, 40s, even 50s. How? They turn up the intensity. They live below their means. They increase their income and invest aggressively. They use their experience and discipline to make the most for lost time. You've got more tools than ever. You can automate investments. You can track your spendings in an app. You can build side hustles on your phone. You have access to index funds, ETFs, and retirement accounts your grandfather never dreamed of. Plus, starting later often means you're wiser. You know exactly what makes you happy. Spoiler alert, it's not the fifth pair of $200 sneakers. You're more focused, more intentional, and less likely to fall for hype investments. The key is to start now. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't tell yourself that you'll do it when you make more. Start with what you have, even if it's $20 a week. Build the habit, build the momentum. Your future self will thank you a lot. Now, I want to talk about how millionaires keep it going once they get there. Here's a reality check that surprises almost everyone. Becoming a millionaire isn't about secret stock tips, crypto moonshots, or flipping houses on weekends. It's about boring habits. Unsexy, repetitive, automatic habits. The people who actually hit seven figures, they follow a formula so simple it almost feels dumb. First off, they spend less than they earn, even when their income grows. Second, they invest consistently. They don't wait for the perfect time to buy. They don't panic sell when the market dips. They invest on autopilot, often through things like index funds or employer retirement plans. They let time and compound interest do the work. They also avoid high debt. No high-interest credit card balances, no crazy payments they can't afford for their car. They understand that interest works both ways. It either makes you rich or keeps you poor. They also ignore noise. They're not chasing the latest stock pick. They're not jumping into every trendy side hustle or TikTok investing fad. They stick to their plan. And lastly, they stay patient. This is actually the hardest one. Millionaires understand that wealth builds slowly. The people who get rich quick usually lose it quick too. Slow and steady wins, always. The craziest part, anyone can copy these habits. You don't need to be born rich. You don't need to make a certain salary. You just need to be consistent long enough to let the boring magic happen. Here's the part of the millionaire journey that nobody talks about enough. The goal isn't to have piles of money sitting around for no reason. The goal is freedom. That's the real flex, the real prize. The thing that makes all those boring money habits worth it. Financial freedom means you get to choose. You get to choose whether you want to work. You get to choose who you work for, or if you have to work at all. You get to choose where you live, what you buy, and how you spend your time. Money doesn't buy happiness, we know that, but it absolutely buys options. And the options are what give you peace of mind. Most people live on the edge of stress, one unexpected bill or job loss away from financial chaos. They're stuck because they have no margin, no flexibility, no room to breathe. But not you. You're building the opposite. When you consistently save, invest, and avoid lifestyle creep, you're quietly buying back your time. You're creating space in your life where you can call the shots. It could mean retiring early. It could mean working part-time. It could mean taking a sabbatical to travel. It could just mean sleeping better at night knowing you're safe. That's what becoming a millionaire really buys you. Not more stuff, but more control over your life. Most people think rich and wealthy are the same thing. They are not. Being rich is about how much money you earn. Being wealthy is about how long you can live without working. Let that sink in for a second. Someone earning $500K a year but spending $500K a year is rich and broke at the exact same time. They're trapped in golden handcuffs. They have to keep working just to maintain their expensive lifestyle. On the other hand, someone earning $60K a year, living off $40K and investing the difference, that person is on their way to real wealth. Wealth that lasts. Wealth that buys freedom. Wealth is about assets, not income. It's about what you keep, not what you earn. Wealthy people design their life so that their money works harder than they do. Investments create income. Debt is under control. Expenses are predictable and intentional. Rich people chase status. Wealthy people chase independence. And here's the best part. Becoming wealthy is way more achievable than becoming rich. You don't need to win the lottery or have a six-figure job. You just need to build that gap between what you earn and what you spend and keep stacking it. I know, it still feels impossible sometimes. Bills, rent, debt, inflation, trust me, I get it. But here's the wild truth. Becoming a millionaire is actually easier today than at any point in history. Why? Let's break it down a little more. First off, you have access to information. 30 years ago, if you wanted to learn about investing, you had to buy books, pay for courses, or have a rich uncle who knew a guy. Today, you've got free podcasts, YouTube channels, blogs, apps, and yes, even stick figure explainers. Also, you used to need thousands just to open a brokerage account. Now you can start with literally $1 thanks to fractional shares and investing apps. Not to mention you can pretty much automate everything nowadays. You don't have to manually send money to a retirement account or your investment portfolio. You can set it and forget it. There are also so many more ways to earn. You can freelance, start side hustles, sell products online, rent out a spare room, all from your phone. You're no longer stuck with one job or bust. And lastly, there are communities everywhere. You don't have to do this alone. There are entire communities online dedicated to helping people learn, save, and build wealth together. Is it still hard? Yes. Nothing about this is easy, in the lazy sense. But the path is clear. The tools are there. The playbook works. And if you follow the habits of the wealthy, spend less than you earn, invest early and consistently, avoid debt, stay patient, you will almost inevitably cross that $1 million mark. Not because of luck, not because you hacked the system, but because you played the long game and won. All right, let's wrap this up. Becoming a millionaire isn't about lottery wins, going viral, or grinding until you collapse. It's about understanding a simple truth. You can't control the market. You can't control the economy. You can't control when life throws you curveballs. But you can control your habits. You can control your spending. You can control your savings rate. You can control how early and how consistently you invest. That's the entire blueprint. Spend less than you earn, avoid lifestyle creep, invest early, often, and automatically. Be patient and stay boring. Most people fail not because the system is rigged, but because they get impatient. They chase shiny objects. They give up when things get tough. But you're going to be different. You're going to take this knowledge, apply it, and trust the process. Because becoming a millionaire isn't magic, it's math. And you've got the formula now. So here's your next move. Start small, stay consistent. Watch your wealth build quietly while everyone else chases hype. And when you do hit that 7-figure mark, remember, it wasn't luck, it was you. If this video gave you clarity, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and drop a comment telling me what's the first step you're taking today to start building your future millionaire life.